Hello everybody, this is Astocky here and welcome to episode 14 I believe. Could be 15, I think it's 14 of my Solitary Craft 7 Nuclear Apocalypse Challenge. You can see my cactus has grown just a little bit. This is taking way longer than I thought and I actually had to move my bed in here and use Somnia to help this grow. So this is growing really slowly, but while I'm here what I wanted to show you is now the way I'm playing this is the bits that come off the top. Darn it. Okay, so we'll put one there. The bits that come off the top, which is those 7, are my good cactus. The bits that are not are the cactuses that I'm going to throw away. Now, it's got to be 3rd generation cactus before you can bring it into your base proper and actually start growing it and using it properly. So here I am with my 2nd generation cactus. So once this stuff has all grown up, what I harvest after that will be my 3rd generation cactus, and I can use it as with any kind of regular cactus. I'm going to grab all this stuff because I shouldn't have left it here last time I came through, and we will now run back to my base. Now, for your interest's sake, I guess, I have updated a couple of the mods that are in here because I was having a couple of compatibility problems and some things were just not working the way that they should. So I updated not enough items to 1.6.1.4. I updated the NEI plugin. Actually, I think I might have installed the NEI plugin because I'm not sure if it was there originally, but it's now 1.1.0.0 pre-release 1. One of the big issues with the early versions is there was a lot of bugs and problems in it. Pretty much all of those have been fixed now, and there's not too much that's left, which is, I guess, how you want it to be, that it's working just the way that it should. Ore berries go there. Concentrated essence berries, I eat them. Lots of dirt. Now this chest up the top here is stuff that I got while I was mining off camera. So I'll show you what I did off camera. But that's pretty much how I plan to keep doing it. I plan to keep anything that I get off camera storing in this top chest here. So you can now see all the stuff that I got. And I will now put it where it should all go, which is basically this chest, except for the dirt. Dirt, oak, everything else can go in here. Like I said, I will show you in a second what it was that I actually did. I'm going to chuck that torch in there for now. I also macerated and cooked up a bunch of gold, because that's something that I'm going to need later on in this episode. I think I got everything out of here. You'll notice that these all look different. That's because I also updated Industrial Craft to Experimental 2.0.265, which is build number 265. So you can see here, I have dug out a big area. This is what I mined out, just that, not too much more, and I built a big tree farm. That's going to be important because I'm going to need all the trees I can get to put into this room what I want to put in here. I'll get to that in a second, don't want to get ahead of myself. I also updated forestry to version 2.3.0.5 because the previous version and the version that was installed with Solitary Craft by default was actually not playing properly with the new experimental build of IC2. Anytime you connected a forestry machine to this power cabling or to any of this power generation, it crashed the world and corrupted this. It basically crashed the world and corrupted everything. Thanks to MC Edit, I was able to save the world that I was experimenting with, but that's a pain, not something I want to keep having to do. Come on, just one sapling. Come on, just one. But like I said, the main reason for the updates, there's a sapling, was so that now I can go, for example, engine. and I can get the forestry engines like the electrical engine, and the recipe actually shows up now, which is something that it didn't do before. So now that it does show up, that is a very good thing in my mind. Chuck those logs back up there, because I'm going to start with some forestry machines now. Now the first thing that I'm going to do is, it's a new engine that doesn't exist prior to these newer versions of forestry, called a clockwork engine. So it requires wood, glass, a piston, a copper gear, and a clock. So I'm going to take this stone gear and 4 of these pieces of copper. There we go. I knew it was there somewhere. Make a copper gear. Now I need to make a piston, so that's going to take a piece of iron. I don't know how I don't have any iron ingots left. Yeah, I'm really not sure how I managed to use up all my iron. Doesn't matter though. And I need a piece of redstone. And then I need some oak planks. A hellbark will work. Then I need some cobble. I should be able to use gabbro cobble because it's a vanilla item. So let's check this out. It does indeed work. So now where did I put my clock? I threw that down when I was mining, so I didn't have to fill my inventory up so quickly. I need 3 more wood planks. I'm going to stick with this hellbark wood because it seems to be doing just fine. Piece of glass. So glass, piston, U. I'm not sure with the gold if this is actually that worthwhile, but here now we have a clockwork engine. Now basically the way this engine works is a little unlike other engines. What you do is you put it down, when you right click on it, you actually wind it up. See how it's got power there? I'm going to break that before it does any problems. And so it will produce buildcraft energy for not very much effort. This is the only problem with a manual tree farm. This is going to happen all the time. Things are just going to, look at that, they're just going to keep growing faster than I can actually chop them down. But, and the reason I have this tree farm is because I need saplings. For those of you who can't tell, I am going to be making, well, if everything goes well, I'm going to be making copious quantities of biomass very soon. But it's a multi-step process, so I'm probably not going to get through all the steps in this episode, but I'm going to aim to get through as many as I can, and we will just see how things go. Look at that, it's like growing, like I said, faster than I can harvest them, they're growing. I'm hoping that if I just come back in a minute or so, there'll be some more saplings there. But again, saplings isn't where you start. You need to start with some power. And the next thing you need to get is a squeezer. A squeezer. So we need 6 tin ingots, a sturdy casing, and some other stuff. So let's do this. So we need, I'm not sure why I only grabbed 1. Why did I only grab 1 tin? Clearly that was the wrong click. So there's 4, I need 8. Okay, so there's my 8 bronze, so there is my sturdy casing. So I need 2 pieces of glass. Part of the advantage of having a fair bit of glass hanging around. Now, sturdy casing in the middle, tin on either side. Squeezer. So this is my first machine. Now this process is going to be very, very manually oriented for the first little while, but that is okay. So in here we put things that we wish to squeeze. Now fortunately for me, I have something that is absolutely brilliant to squeeze. Now this is the reason why I wanted to start working on that waterproof pipe, and I should have actually started working on it much, much sooner. What we can do now is throw the apples in there and crank this doobie up. Need a lever. All these machines need a lever. You can see that the color changing is the machine winding itself up. So put the lever there, kick it off. There we go, wind it up to a good amount of power, and it's now squeezing those apples, and that will give me fruit juice. Now the fruit juice stop growing. The problem is every time one of these trees grows, it actually stops the other tree leaves from decaying, and if their leaves actually kind of grow in place of it, because leaves grow through leaves and it basically replaces them, when that starts to happen you'll end up with the leaves kind of disappearing for no chance of dropping. So definitely hacking it with an axe is the best way, and maximizing your chance of getting saplings. Now that little, I guess, see, there's all those that could have been sap. Stop it! Cut it out! My goodness. I'm going to probably get back to doing more of this off camera, because this is just messing with my head and I'm not getting done what I wanted to get done. What have I got? 18 saplings. That's a good start. Back over to here though, you'll see that my clockwork machine still has a little bit of power going on, but we can then wind it back up. The more power it has in it, the more actual energy per tick it produces. I'm not sure if I can tell it how it's doing. Mulch. That is the byproduct of compressing apples into fruit juice, and that mulch is actually really, really good. So I'm going to, look at that. What that I believe means is that something has spawned in my berry bush room and it's just walking in the berry bushes and killing itself. I'm not going to worry about that because I'm going to build the next thing now, which is the fermenter. So it requires lots of bronze and a sturdy casing. So I need 4 stone gears, perfect, and like I said, lots of bronze. One bronze gear, 2 bronze gears, 3 bronze gears, 4 bronze gears, and then 1 sturdy casing. Now, whoop, a little bit of drunkenness there. Let's build this machine up. There we go. Fermenter. Now it requires a huge amount of power to work efficiently. I don't need it to work efficiently. I just need it to work. So that is where my manual little setup is going to come in. And for now, basically what I'm planning on doing is see, I forgot you couldn't do that. Yep, I totally forgot, because there's nearly 3 buckets worth in there. I totally forgot that I couldn't bucket out fruit juice. I need to use pipes, because what my plan was to put mulch in there, go get my saplings, I plan to use my saplings and put it in and then apply power and have it make me biomass. But it's clear now that that's not going to work because there's no liquid. And I can't bucket fruit juice over. Oop, it's run out of power. I'm going to get some more apples in there. Yeah, so it's clear that that's not going to work for me, and that stinks. I hate it. I feel my pain. I hope you guys feel my pain. There's a lot of pain going on here. after starting this game off and not having enough wood. It's a pity I can't trade my wood for something else. Something on the guise of equivalent exchange would be very handy right now. Currently running this as a bit of a not-for-profit organization. I'm actually not getting any extra saplings out of it. Okay, that's better. So I'm going to have to probably wait until some of that cactus grows up to the third phase of its development. I thought it was another tree that had grown. So this is why like forestry tree farms are really very good, and I do have every intention of at some stage soon making one of them. I just really right now can't be bothered. It's just too much to get going. There we go. So I've made 9 tree saplings of profit. $14 profit. So once I can get this up close to a stack, I think I'm going to be pretty good. Wind that back up, and all this really does is it just saves me some coal. It's a bit of a pain, but consider me lazy. Lazy is probably not the right word, because I think I've just made more work for myself than I would have if I was doing it the other way. But I still really... You faster. I still really need to get that fruit juice into my fermenter. And the reason I'm using fruit juice rather than water is fruit juice will give me 1.5 times, so 50% bonus biomass versus what you would get if I had just used regular old water. So that's why I want to use fruit juice. Again, I just need some pipe waterproofing. And that needs cactus. So these things take forever to grow, and I cannot work out why. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video because it kind of messes Somnia up, and I'm going to do Somnia for a while, and then I'll come back in a moment. Okay guys, I'm back. I'm back because I've had a couple of cactus grow. So not all of my cactus, but a couple. Would seem to be 5 in fact. So this is 5 good cactus I now have. Those can now be taken back and they can be used elsewhere. Whoop. Those are to be washed away, never to be seen again. Those 5 though, in fact, I'm going to bring up my bed too. Let's not get killed on the way home. Just excuse me for 1 second. Sorry about that, just needed to see my recording to make sure that it was working properly. I have eaten a lot of chicken. I think I started with 12 roast chicken. I wish there was a way to make yourself run faster. Some kind of potion of speed. Oh wait, they already did that. Now, I find this tree here to be mainly annoying. Oh, that's not going to work for me, is it? there anything that actually needs to go in that spot? I don't think that there is, but still, it's probably best that I don't mess around with that area just there. So let's take my cobble, put it back. Now we need to make a new room for the cactus. I'm going to make this room dead simple. Nothing fancy. That one. That one. That one. Some copper. This is how I find most of my ores. Just, randomly digging around. This is more often than I need to put torches, but it's really not a big deal, I don't think. It would be better to overlight something than have it underlit and have mobs spawn. Now I do have every intention of continuing to expand this, but for now anyway I need 4 pieces. What am I doing? Sand. Because now I don't have to go to the far end of my base to make sure this chunk is loaded. And I can put my bed back in my trustworthy bed spot. Leave the bed. You're still there? Excellent. Making sure. Let's cook up 1 piece of cactus. I don't know how much cactus green I actually get from this. Can I? Recipe? Just the 1. And I'm sure that just the 1 is going to give me just the 1 piece of waterproofing. Where's my glass? Already in my inventory. Now if everything goes well, this should give me wooden pipes. That should give me wooden waterproof pipes. Now, if I have these 2 machines the right distance apart, which I believe that I do, hopefully that will now, when powered, take liquid out of this and put it into that. I guess you guys can't see that I'm crossing my fingers right now, but that's the way this should work. Got wood, got iron, got cobblestone. If it wasn't for the fact that you can't shift click out of it, I totally would have made this thing into a different kind of crafting table. So we have a piston. Now these are redstone engines, so we need wooden gears. Some that I prepared earlier. Perfect. And where are sticks? Now 1 stick and 1 cobble. Give 1 lever. And fingers crossed that this works and that I don't have to hit it. Perfect. We're going to start to get that in there now. How are we doing for apples? Ooh, 2 more mulch. Perfect. See, good stuff. Now, I'm not going to plug this on with a clockwork one. I'm just going to use a regular Stirling engine for that. Which I haven't... I thought I'd built one. I really thought I'd built one. That's okay. I have the power, I have the materials. Now hopefully that should work. Excellent. Now that is the Gabbro cobblestone being used to make buildcraft things. So I read that it should work for all mods I had been finding that it doesn't, and so I think that is more virtue of the order in which the mods are loaded and how the mods use the Forge dictionary for things. But definitely in the case of Buildcraft, this seems to work nicely. Now, definitely wood is not going to be a shortage for me. Single lever there. So now we just need coal. Can take a block of coal because I want this thing to really burn forever. So we should have everything that we need now inside this machine, and once that starts pumping power in, there we go. Machine's doing work. It's burnt one of these and one of these and one of them, and then it should start moving its way along, and we should start getting biomass. Then once I get enough biomass, I'm going to replace this engine just here with an engine that runs on something better. Oh, look, more mulch. I'm going to replace it with an engine that runs on biomass. And then my aim from this setup is to create not the semi-fluid generator. Now the semi-fluid generator is an IC2 machine. Basically, it takes a geothermal generator and then you add that to it and it creates a semi-fluid. Now it will run off biomass. So it will also run off, I believe it will run off ethanol as well. It will also run off Buildcraft oil and I believe Buildcraft fuel as well. So it will use all of those basically to produce power. But rather than that, I'm going to make it's a forestry machine. So it should be here. Where are my forestry machines? That one, the biogenerator. I'm going to make this one because that will produce from biomass IC2 electricity. So I can plug it straight in here, and then if everything goes well, it should produce me giant, great, whopping amounts of power. But again, see, we're looking here. This is doing its thing greatly. Look at that, we have buckets of biomass already, and all it's cost me is a block of coal. To be fair, I shouldn't have put a whole block of coal in. I should have only put enough coal to do what I needed to do. Need more apples. Ow. That hurt me. Okay. That is going to annoy me if I can't do that, so there we go. Now I should be able to get pretty much all of these. No, I can't get those ones. So let's just knock all this off the top. There we go. I'm probably going to get less apples out of it now, but I don't see that as being a big deal, considering all I really want apples for is juice. And how's my apple juice collection going? See, that's almost full. Look at that. 2 buckets of biomass now. So, like I said, the last thing I'm going to create now is that generator, assuming I have enough. I don't have enough copper. It's okay. Just need 2 more copper ingots. No, I need more copper and more tin. Okay, so that's going to have to be for next episode. And hopefully by then I'll have some more cactus grown. Because again, as much as possible, I want this to grow all my cactus needs. So yeah, I'm just going to keep chopping these trees down and keep gathering saplings off camera. And so next episode I'm going to make the biofuel engine so that I can speed this production rate here up. And then I'm going to make the generator. And the two of those things together should have me making lots more IC2 power. Not that I have a shortage of IC2 power at the moment. And it should also allow me, once I have some more cactus, to create the pipe that I need. I think we looked at this, didn't we? I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of waterproof piping. So that really is just going to take a while. There's no way of getting around the fact that that's going to take some time. So that is most definitely going to be for next episode. Like I said, off camera, I'm going to just take as long as it takes until I have 6 pieces of pipe waterproofing. And I'll probably stop this once it's full. How's that going? Actually, I'll probably just stop that once this is reached its capacity. I can actually fill buckets up with this. I know that works. I don't really have a lot I can do with a biomass bucket though. And heaps of mulch going on. You actually produce more mulch than you need for the amount of fruit juice you produce. So it's a net positive system. And I've built the most simple one. There's much nicer ways you can automate this. One of the easy ways is to have these two both be bio gas engines that will run off the biofuel. And I might even do a bit of a tutorial on this, kind of explaining some more about the new IC2 as well. But with these two as biogas engines, you have the biogas that comes out of here, come down, split into these two and into a tank that it fills up, or into a generator and then into a tank, so split it 4 ways. It's totally up to you how you do it. And then you need a forestry tree farm, and so you have all the apples that come down automatically fall into here. You have it automatically pull the mulch out and put the mulch into the bottom here. You have the saplings come into there, and all you need is just diamond pipes to allow you to split things and make them go in certain directions, which are not really very complicated. So you need that, and then these two will run and produce heaps of mulch, heaps of fruit juice, and then it's just a continuously replenishing cycle that'll go forever. So yeah, like I said, that's all I want to do for this episode. Next episode, we're going to get into some good stuff. Because next episode, we're going to have more power, more materials. I'm going to build an electric furnace. Actually, you know what? Let's see. If I have the materials for an electric furnace right now, I'll do that and get it out of the way. I think that I do. Unless they change the recipe on me. Electric furnace. Needs an iron furnace, an electronic circuit, and 2 redstone. I know I'm going to need that later anyway, so let's just cook it up now. So, forming machine. We want to flatten 2 of you. Actually, I think I can extrude this straight into wire. Hopefully that gives me wire, not some other weird thing. Yep, excellent. Now we just need to squish 1 piece of iron. I have to say, I definitely like the look of these new machines. You are so going to start washing some ores soon. Its whole purpose was to wash ores, and I was really excited about it, and then just got much too lazy to take the time to actually do it. I disappoint myself sometimes. I've wasted, like 10% extra that I could have had. I thought that was how you made an iron furnace. Maybe that's a recipe that's changed. Recipe. I need 5 iron plates and a furnace. Well, furnace is easy. Iron plates requires me to go next door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, cactus. Ha! Look at that! See, see, see. You watch anything long enough and it will grow. I think I prefer the look of the slightly recessed torches. I don't know what you guys think. I've also noticed, maybe it was something about the setup I had last time, but the cactus up there were growing really slowly. These ones are growing quite fast, so that's good. It's not going to take me much time at all. Two more. One more, and this really will be it for the end of the episode. I can afford to make this a little bit longer because I didn't record over the weekend. How are we doing out here? Still got plenty of everything. Still got plenty there. Let's get that one more wind up. That is the ultimate poor man's machine. It's like, you know what? I am too cheap to use coal. That's what you're saying. If I had power converters, so that I could actually turn yeah, if I had power converters so I could actually turn things into other things. That's not what I meant to say, but you know. Yoop. That would be brilliant. Now I effectively have free cooking. Take that crushed gold out. Chuck it in there. Chuck my copper in there. I don't know what I'm going to need all that bronze for, but I have it now, and it will be ready for the start of the next episode. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed seeing this episode and seeing me finally make some progress. Like I said, it's not much of a mod setup yet, and it's a pretty small room, but it is going to do exactly what I need it to do, which is just fantastic. So, again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for persevering with me actually getting somewhere in the series. Until next time, Astocky out.